Is the Fortnite Victory Royale Series by Hasbro one of the hidden treasures in all of action figure collecting, and is it too late for it? Let's talk about some of the figures, let's talk about the line overall, and let's open some of the boxes that I haven't quite gotten to yet. And we'll talk about if it's too late for the series, because there's a few indicators making me think that this line isn't too long for this world anymore. I've played Fortnite here and there, and I know a thing or two about how the game works. Now, the other thing I know about it is there are some iconic characters, which makes it perfect for an action figure line. Not only that, but the accessories are endless. Initially, I was drawn to this figure right here, Ripley. And if you've been following along, you know exactly the reason why. It's because he's a translucent figure. Now, when I had my eye on him, I really wasn't big into action figure collecting. Things have changed since then. And one fateful day in the Walmart clearance section, I found a semi-open box of Ripley. I took a chance, and yes, he was complete. After that, the rest is history. I started looking for more of these Fortnite figures, and the more that I opened, the more that I found, the more that I appreciated some of the finer details that went into making these, especially considering that the G.I. Joe collection is growing, and I've been picking up a few Marvel Legends here and there. Let's head over to the table and we'll talk a little bit more about the Fortnite figures and open some of the boxes and just kind of have a good discussion. Here, let's grab the figure Funk Ops. Now, the overall body type for this figure is based on Jonesy. You can tell kind of basically in the leg area with that Fortnite-esque armor on shins. But looking at this figure a little closer, you begin to see why it's an impressive figure. Not only are there a lot of different paint applications on it, there's a lot of different textures, there's a lot of different plastics. And not only that, the back bling and all the accessories that go with him really match the character aesthetic. The back bling for Funk Ops is just a great accessory overall for 6-inch scale figures. Having a classic boombox just kind of sitting in the background is a fun detail. Here we have Sky, the Ghost version. This is a variant of Sky, and if you look here on the table, you'll notice that I have the other version of Sky. This one comes with the glider Ollie. But what I like about the variant version is that it not only is faithful recreation of the character Sky, it comes with some pretty cool features. Now, the rocket launcher is a cool feature, however, her arms are just a little weak to hold it. You need to have it in two hands so that it stabilizes. Now, the other thing too, I put a stand on Sky here. That way, I can put it in a little more dynamic poses. Again, you have this really heavy accessory that goes in her hands, but the character figure body is more slim, and it really doesn't lend itself well to super dynamic poses. This is one of my more recent pickups. This is Man Cake, and I've been waiting on this one. I've been waiting, and I finally pulled the trigger. Pun absolutely intended, to get him into my collection just because he came with this cannon. That is an accessory, and I am so glad that I have this. Again, another 6-inch scale giant old-fashioned cannon is just a fun detail to have in the background of any sort of toy diorama or display. He is a very wonderfully detailed character, and the hat with the syrup on top and the maple syrup flask bottle, it all just comes together really well. Oh, hey, how's it going? It would be so awesome of you if you subscribe to this channel. Help it grow, because there is a lot to cover when it comes to Nerf, action figures, all kinds of collectibles. You want to stay tuned. That's it. Let's get back to the toys. Before we launch into the discussion of just where the line is going, if it's going to exist in the future or not, I just wanted to highlight this figure right here. This is the Scientist, and it is one of these interesting figures in a line that does something a little different without completely breaking or moving away from what the line was doing existing. And the thing it does differently is use action features to put lights on the figure itself. Now, this, of course, comes at the cost of posability, movability, all that kind of stuff, but it's just a fun little feature. It fits within the entire Fortnite Victory Royale line, but it just kind of gives it that little extra pop. Alright, it's time to get into where I think this line is going, and I kind of alluded to it earlier, but by the time I finish recording all of this stuff and where we are now, it looks like the Fortnite Victory Royale series is just not going to be continuing. The last wave we saw in retail was about 2022. We're now nearing the end of 2023, and I just don't see anything coming up between now and the end of the year that would make me think this has any sort of shot at life into 2024. Why is the Fortnite Victory Royale series stopping, essentially?
Well, there's probably a number of reasons, but we can kind of list them as I continue to show off these toys in the background and just have a little fun. Because regardless of the status of the line, I still think the figures, for the most part, are pretty great. I mean, one of the things that has to contribute to this is there's so much competition with other well-known brands just within the Hasbro family. You have Marvel Legends, you have Star Wars Black Series, G.I. Joe Classified, even Power Rangers. These are franchises with decades of history behind them, and they will continue to survive long into the future decades. Where something like Fortnite, it's still a little new compared to something like Marvel or G.I. Joe or Star Wars. That said, I think the Fortnite Victory Royale line did last longer than I think we're going to see with the Indiana Jones, the D&D live action stuff, so I mean it was a moderate success. Another reason this line could be canceled is there's also competition within the Fortnite world itself. Concurrently, when the Fortnite Victory Royale series was running, there was a Jazzwares 4-inch line of Fortnite figures, there was a Legendary series that was again 6-inch scale, there was a Micro series that was 2.5-inch scale, and even earlier than that there was a McFarlane 7-inch Fortnite line that just all kind of complicated what figures you could find. We also have to consider Fortnite itself being competition with Fortnite action figures. It's a free-to-play game. Anybody can jump in and start playing Fortnite today with $0. Of course, there could just be the boring corporate reasons. A license could have expired. Sales might not have justified the cost of continuing to sculpt and paint and distribute and deliver all of these really well done and highly detailed figures. We'll just never really know. But what I do know is you can still find these figures pretty readily available. A lot of them are on Amazon. You can go to discount stores like Ollie's and they'll have them brand new in box for incredible, incredible deals. It's just going to take a little bit of hunting. Will you be able to collect the entire 5 waves that exist out there? It's a possibility. There's a few figures that are maybe a little difficult. There's a Foundation one that's kind of like the Scientist that I showed off earlier that I think might be a little more difficult. But other than that, I think you could probably realistically complete the series before it disappears and vanishes and just becomes a good memory of some great action figures. And not only are the figures good, a lot of the accessories are amazing as well. You have the gliders that are kind of like a pseudo accessory slash vehicle, and then you have the vehicle itself, the 6-inch scale Fortnite boat, which not only looks great with the Fortnite figures, but looks great with G.I. Joe, looks great with Power Rangers, Marvel Legends. Trust me, I've tried them all. And then you have the stand-up arcade machines, you have the upgrade shark, there's a dinosaur raptor that looks incredible, and he's just fun to pose that comes with a chicken. I mean, I could go on and on and on about all the little details for this line that really make it hard to say goodbye to something that was so well done. And I'm not like the biggest Fortnite fan in the world. I'm aware of it, I enjoy playing the game on a casual level, but I can recognize a good action figure when I see one. Well, I want to know your thoughts about the Fortnite action figure line from Hasbro. Did you collect any? What are some of your thoughts on the sculpting, the accessories, the detailing, the action features, and just the breadth the line delivered? Please let me know in the comment section, and thanks again for watching a video, and we'll catch you next time.